Joining me today at NAREIT's Washington, D.C. headquarters is David Brain, President and CEO of Entertainment Properties Trust. So David, your company specializes on entertainment and recreational properties. How has the difficult economic climate affected your business?
Well, surprisingly, it's actually been a positive, and that's because really our properties are very geared to be an economical out-of-home experience, particularly the movie theaters, which is the bulk of our portfolios, 2/3 to 3/4, depending if you count the surrounding retail. Going to the movies is the most popular thing people do outside their home besides eat, and it's actually one of the most affordable at about an average ticket of around $8. So during the Great Recession, during the tougher economic times, it was something people were willing to do. And so too then one of our next largest areas of investment, our ski properties, tend to be daily attendant ski hills rather than overnight resorts. And those were, again, price points of $40 to $50 on a daily experience and versus $80 to $100 at a resort. So they tend to fit with the stay-cations and those other comparable themes of the Great Recession, and so our properties did very well during that time, and we saw an increase in performance at revenues and profits and coverage of our rents.
And of course the roots of the company are tied to the movie theater business. How have you seen the theater-going experience evolve and change over time, and how have you had to adapt the business to meet those needs?
It has been a single-class experience, single-price, single-class experience in the United States for a long time, and it's evolving to a multi-class experience where there actually are different levels of, you can think of it in the analogy that most people understand of airlines, of coach and business and first class, where there are different amenities and there are different price points. People will pay for access to food or for a full bar liquor. And in first class, in business class, you possibly get some snacks, some other things, and maybe the seating's a little more generous. And the coach will be more of the movie-going experience we're all used to. There's no taking down the experience. It's actually faceting. So there are elements above what is the normal and typical.
I have two school-age children, and they wouldn't consider school an entertainment property, but many people wouldn't know that Entertainment Properties Trust is actually one of the largest institutional investors in public charter schools. Can you talk a little bit about that line of business and what you're doing there?
We opened our thinking to doing things of specialized property nature beyond theaters. We began to establish some criteria, and interestingly, one of the opportunities we came upon and was presented to us was the emerging charter school area. And we found ourselves liking it a lot and a lot of similarities in its specialized use and its durable nature. And really, it's very affordable nature because it's a public school. So and yet at the same time, just as theaters are a type of property that a lot of people don't understand, and therefore they're not as competitive, they're not as pressurized in what we do. The same's true of charter schools. People don't understand them as well, and so it's a little less competitive business, and we like that very much. So we've found another niche that we like very much in addition to our theaters and our ski properties.
And with such a diverse portfolio, are there any property types that you would like to branch out into that you're not currently?
Well, given that mantra I just spoke of, that kind of identity of specialized properties, certainly over time, we think there will be some new things. Currently, we think there's adequate opportunity in those things that we're focused on, which are now the development of the charter school and still building our position in the theaters and in the ski properties, that's going to satisfy our development for a while. But over time, certainly, I think the company will find other categories and begin to spread its wings even more.
David, thank you very much for joining us.
My pleasure. Thank you.
For REIT.com, I'm Matt Bishar.